evening, all you sim race fans out there, and welcome to BRL TV's Round 10 coverage of the Bootleg Racing League Street Stock Series, Season 27. I am Ryan Seneker, and joining me up in the booth, as always, is Matt Hoos. We're coming to you live tonight from the virtual North Wilkesboro Speedway, located in North Carolina, and we thank you for joining us on this Friday evening, September 8th, 2023. Back in 1994, a racing revolution was born known as the Bootleg Racing Series. Powered by Papyrus sim racing software and fueled by the thrill of short track racing, Papyrus burst onto the scene, leaving tire tracks of excitement in its wake. But when the curtains fell on Papyrus, the heart-pounding action of Papyrus seemed destined to fade away. However, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, the series returned with a vengeance in 2013, emerging as the all-new Bootleg Racing League. Ready to dominate the sim racing world once again, now embracing the iRacing platform, BRL unleashed its full potential, taking on the most iconic American short tracks with a renewed passion. And that brings us to where we are tonight. North Wilkesboro is just over 0.6 of a mile in length and features a unique uphill backstretch and downhill front stretch. It was originally opened back in 1949, but ultimately was closed in 1996, with a short-lived one-year return in 2010. However, the grassroots revival races of 2022 brought some much-needed attention back to this famous track, and as of today, North Wilkesboro has been resurfaced and is back in full swing with multiple series running, which include NASCAR Cup Series and the Craftsman Truck Series. As always, tonight's starting grid will be determined by a 15-car inversion based on last week's finishing order. This means the top finishers from the previous race will have to work their way up through the field. There are also no faster players and no tire changes, so the drivers will have to take care of their equipment as the night goes on. And lastly, this season brought the addition of a single green-white checkered attempt. If the caution flag is displayed during the end of the night, the race will be extended for a thrilling shootout to the checkered flag. And now, with all the formalities out of the way, welcome once again to North Wilkesboro and into the world of BRL, where speed is king and victory is the ultimate prize. So Matt, what are you expecting to see here tonight at North Wilkesboro?
Well, Ryan, good to be back here with you after our week off here at BRL and all you people out there watching tonight. Tonight at North Wilkesboro, I'm expecting a good race. You know, we've been seeing some of these guys that haven't been running up front earlier in the season. They're getting their groove on. They're getting stuff going. I'm noticing some of them faster guys at the top of the charts. I think that's just going to add to the excitement tonight. I can't wait for this one.
Yeah, speaking of which, at the top of the chart right now is Steve Hilbert. He has one win under his belt, and he is outpacing John Wilson, currently running in second on the timing tower, who is second in the points as well. Speaking of the points, let's take a quick moment to take a look. Leading the points, well, that is Jeffrey Harden going into the final two rounds. He has a strong 13-point lead over John Wilson. Joe Segala holds on to third, but is still under pressure from Tom Hilbert, only 3 points behind him. Donnie Moore rounds out the top five with Brian Johnson. Well, he had some strong runs, but didn't have the luck on his side this season and currently sits back in sixth, 12 points ahead of Marino Valente. Stephen Hilbert, Bruce Pearson, and Lewis Flowers round out the top 10.
Yeah, and you know, Ryan, talking about them points championships there, here in the BRL, everybody's so close in speed and skill here that it just takes a couple bad races. Well, Harden's been able to avoid those, but he's only 13 points ahead, and with 2 weeks left, that could easily change with this at this point.
All right, the session changed over. Now the drivers are going to grid up, and we will get this show on the road. Let's take you through that starting grid. On the pole tonight is Steve Hilbert in the number 52, with Justin Walbring to his outside in the number 1. Marino Valente is going to start the night off in third, with Brian Johnson to his outside in the 00. Ray Andrews in the 51. Well, he's going to start off in fifth. To his outside, league veteran Joe Segala in the 81. Tom Hilbert is going to start the night off in seventh, with Chris Hazlip to his outside in eighth. Further back in the field, you have Brandon Litz back in ninth, with Jeffrey Harden, our current points leader, rounding out the top 10. John Wilson second in the points, starting tonight from 11th. Bruce Pearson to his outside in the 22. Never count out Pearson. He is fast in these street stocks. Lewis Flowers will be in 13th, with Brennan Myers rounding out tonight's 14-car field. And this just in, our pole sitter Steve Hilbert did receive an EOL penalty and will be starting from the back of the field tonight.
Yeah, he got into a bit of a kerfuffle with his brother there, Tom Hilbert, 2 weeks ago when we last ran.
And there you see him pull right over the front of our camera and out of the way, letting the field get around him.
Well, we'll see if Steve can put that speed to work tonight that he showed in practice, because he's going to need it from starting from 14th.
Yeah, and that gives the pole over to Marino Valente in that blue and orange number 53.
And Marino's another one of those ones that he's pretty strong. He just can't get that finish strung together, but he does have his strong points during the races.
Yeah, you could say that his driving style is a lot stronger than his current internet connection, as he is blinking pretty badly.
Good one.
But all right, coming to our one final time, the green flag will drop as they approach the line this time by. Pace car will peel off going into turn 3 on what I consider to be a very awkward pit entrance, right in the middle of 3 and 4. You see another good blink out of the 53. Pace car peels off. It is now on the 53. A nice early jump for Marino as he gets going. Gets to the loud pedal very quickly. Ray Andrews looking to get his nose to the inside. And there's Justin Walbring stuck up high in the number 1. Walbring had a brief window there, but didn't take advantage. Staying up high, staying a little cautious. Still stuck on that outside line as here comes the 51 of Andrews. Brian Johnson, the 00, is running a oddly high line with no need to. But seems to be working for him. Oh, he makes a little contact with the outside wall directly behind him. That's a 61 of Hilbert. Valente continues to hold on to that lead. Justin Walbring was able to close down on second place. Holding on to that position in the number 1. Ray Andrews holding on to third. Already making big moves. That is John Wilson looking to come up. And that is Flowers with the 62 to his inside. Looking to block him off. And that could be trouble for Wilson because here comes Jeffrey Harden looking to close that door before Wilson can come back down the track once Flowers gets by. And there it is. Oh, a little contact there, a little checkup. A lot of people scrambling. And that actually gave Wilson another opportunity, as that was our points leader going around, Jeffrey Harden in the 36. No caution. We are still under green. Let's take a quick look at what exactly happened there. Here we see the contact up ahead. That is the 36 of Jeffrey Harden getting loose. And it looks like Hilbert just got loose, tried to check up in time and put himself in the wall.
Yeah, Hilbert was in an unfortunate spot there in the center of the turn and had to hit the brakes there and just sent the car a little sideways.
All right, well, we were looking at that. A caution flag did come out from a separate incident involving Chris Hazlip in the number 93. There you see the blue number 93 running up high there. It looks like he's getting a little loose on his own. Saved it. Fishtails a little further, lost it again, and that time just caught the front end of Brendan Myers, who sent him around. Not much Myers could really do there, as the 93 kind of came down across his nose. But that is a very good thing for Jeffrey Harden, who now has a chance to get caught back up to the field and try to climb through again. Marino Valente continues to hold on to the lead. That is Brian Johnson, the 00, up to second spot. Ray Andrews holding on to third. And I think this is exactly what John Wilson wanted to see here tonight. For the first time this season, Jeffrey Harden is under threat of not having a good finish.
Well, I think that is right. You know, he was under threat there because Harden was just about ready to, or he did pass him, I believe, or he was just about ready to there.
He was trying to get his nose in there, and yeah, he got loose before it happened.
Yeah, so now he gets another chance at keeping a little bit of point spread there, but we still got a long way to go at this place, and Harden is fast as always, so I wouldn't be surprised if he works his way back up there.
Well, we should have about 30 laps left when the green flag comes out to figure it out. It should be more than enough time for Harden to put a nice dent in this field. Valente, Johnson, Andrews, your top three. Tom Hilbert and Brandon Litz rounding out your top 5. John Wilson currently up to 6 with right behind him. That is Lewis Flowers, the big mover so far, up 6 spots.
Yeah, as most of the tracks we run at, the outside line is not your preferred line. However, here you can hang on a lap or two out there, but you really need to start finding a hole to get to the bottom as quick as possible for these guys that are up there.
Well, that's exactly right. On these short tracks, the inside line is almost always the preferred line. So you're going to want to get down as quick as you can if you're starting from that outside like Brian Johnson's about to do here.
Maybe he can get down there between flashes.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a little unnerving when the guy beneath you or in front of you is flashing like that. But there you go, another great start from Valente. He holds on to that lead. And here comes Ray Andrews in the number 51, trying to keep Johnson up high. It looked like Johnson actually was running up high on his own before that caution came out, so we'll see what line he prefers. There back, you see a little doubling up there is Tom Hilbert stuck up high. That is 62 of Lewis Flowers down low, tucking in behind Litz in the 99. Behind them, another 2-wide battle. That is Joe Segala and John Wilson side by side. That's a battle for what would be 7th spot. Johnson taking that lead away. Johnson likes that high line, and he's making it work. Everyone else going low. Johnson does not seem to be concerned with going low at all at this track as he is dominating that high line. And with that, he quickly pulls away. He has 0.6 of a second lead on Valente, and it is growing quickly. Valente holds on to second. That is Andrews already looking to the inside, though, as it looks like Valente is trying to find whatever Johnson had up on that second line as he starts to run a little higher himself. But it is not working out as fortunate for him as it did for the double O as he starts to suffer. And here comes the 51 of Andrews. Oh, they got a little contact there. I think I just saw John Wilson go around. He is in the grass. No caution as Wilson is stuck on the infield trying to get righted back around on the track before the leaders get to him. And here they come.
Oh, that is unfortunate for John. Horrible.
That is just bizarre to see the point leader and the second of the points both get spun. No cautions for either of them.
Yeah, unfortunately here in the iRacing, once you're off that track surface, iRacing may not throw the caution for you, which happened there for John.
Yeah, it looked like a little contact there with Wilson and the 61 of Tom Hilbert. Sent Wilson down to the infield. And it looks like Valente also had some trouble. Let's see where he went wrong. There you see the 53 of Valente going up high in a 3-wide. There's Segala down low looking to take advantage. Rest ahead of him, that is a 99 of Litz.
Now John gets lucky with a spin here. You just got to spin.
All right, so Valente didn't technically have an issue. He blinked through somebody, and it registered as an issue. But this caution was actually brought out by the 99 of Litz and the 52 of Steve Hilbert, the Chief. Let's see where that went down. You see a little contact, brotherly love again. Two separate incidents, just happened to be at the same time. 52 and 61 got together, sent Steve down to the grass, came quickly back up. At the same time, the 99 of Litz got loose on his own, got a little help there from 81, it looked like, and down to the grass.
You know, that's 2 weeks in a row that the brothers have gotten together. They really need to work out a different plan because that one's not working.
Right, we're going to send them to some kind of family counseling. This is getting violent. And now we are back under caution about halfway. That did John Wilson a huge favor as he is now back in the field but caught back up to the field. Let's go ahead and bring up Steve Hilbert. We're going to see what's going on with these brothers. Steve, it's Ryan up at the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Ryan. Go ahead.
So is there some brotherly feud going on here? Do we need to get like a family counselor? Because this is 2 weeks in a row where you two have gotten together.
Nah, it's just, I don't know, it just seemed to have happened that way. But we're good.
Well, I mean, the incident did John Wilson a huge favor as that allowed him to get caught back up. But how's the car feeling out there tonight? Pretty solid, or is it pretty loose?
It's loose, but still feels good. I don't think I got much damage out of this last little brush, but I can't really tell yet until we go green.
All right, well, you have a fast car tonight, so good luck to you. Hopefully we get to talk to you at the end, Steve.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
All right, Steve Hilbert, the Chief, number 52.
And that was Steve excited, folks.
Yeah, that was his excited voice, yes. Yeah, looks like Valente blinked again, hard enough to register as a crash. But I see him running. 53 still on track. All right, pace car peels off. We're about to go back on the green. Double O with Brian Johnson in the lead. Kind of a late jump. Tried to catch Flowers' nap and did not work as Flowers stayed right alongside. Now they are side by side battling over the lead. Right behind them, that is Joe Segal in the 81. Ray Andrews to the inside in the 51, battling for what would be the last podium spot. And Brandon Myers currently rounding out the top 5. Johnson's going to win that battle for the lead. Flowers shuffles his way back to second. He is up a shocking 11 spots from where he started. And it looks like he is going to challenge for this lead again. That is Joe Segal holding on to that third as we have another caution on the field.
Oh, big caution. Big caution.
It looks like this one again was Marino Valente, and he fell back in the field. So this one actually was a crash. Hopefully not as a result of his connection. There you see the 51, the blue and orange car right there in the center. That is Valente down low. That is the yellow and blue 36 of Jeffrey Harden. And directly behind him, I believe that is Bruce Pearson in the 22. Oh, looks like they're going 3 wide to split. All right, let me back that up. I want to see what got Harden looking so sideways there. It looks like Harden actually got a little loose on his own. Threw it in a little hard. Trying to beat Valente to the corner. Valente went up the track into Pearson, sending Pearson into the outside wall. And Valente went along for the ride, getting stuck to his nose there. Oh, and then they collected Chris Hayslip in the number 93. Bad luck for Chris. All right, with that, we have about 15 laps left to go. Brian Johnson in the double O. He is your leader. Lewis Flowers in second. Joe Segal holding on to that last podium spot.
And I got a feeling these last 15 laps will not disappoint. We've had some pretty good racing tonight, and now you got Segala right up there on against Johnson there, running in third, and Segala's been pretty quick too, so I think we're going to see a heck of a battle here.
Yeah, and Flowers is not a slow driver. He just hasn't had the luck on his side as these races come to an end every week. So I think now he's in the front of the field. There is no crash he can get involved in. I think now is his time to shine.
Well, now you just put it on him, Ryan. Just put the bad luck on him.
And with that, you know, I will take full blame if he wrecks out. That is on me. I am really sorry, Lewis. Lights on the pace car are out. We'll be starting lap 27 as the green flag comes back out. Johnson, Flowers, Segala, Andrews, and Myers, your top 5. Big mover is Lewis Flowers in 62, up 11 spots to second place. Currently, Valente is out. He is on pit road. Multiple laps down. Pace car is off. It is back on the double O. He gets on the loud pedal. Again, did not catch Flowers sleeping. Flowers stayed alongside, looking to try that outside again. Didn't work the first time, but maybe he just thought he could have a better run. As no, he lets it go and he tucks into second. Looking to do a crossover. It looks like he's going to get us on the inside. Here comes 62 Power into the inside corner there, but not able to hold it. I think Double O is going to have him on the exit. And he does, but he does not close the door. He keeps it open. Runs a much higher line, slides way up the track. And that is going to give Flowers exactly the opening he needed. Right there in the popcorn position. That is the 81 of Joe Segala. Just waiting to see how this battle sorts itself out. And it looks like he's putting his cards in the 62's basket. tucking in behind Flowers. They're going to follow him around to the second spot. There we are, looking off the front of Joe Segala's car. There's the battle for the lead directly ahead on 62. That is Lewis Flowers to the inside, the double O going up high. And Joe gets his nose to the inside. This is where it all happens. And look there, right behind him, 2 cars back from the 81. That is your points leader, Jeffrey Harden, already getting back up. As he just had a little trouble and had to come out of the grass. Not sure what sent him down so low. But nice recovery.
Yeah, I think he got a little loose there and just ended up driving through there. A little bit of detour.
And here we see the 81, Joe Segala getting down low, getting a good grip on that second spot. And it looks like he's going to have it this time by. As the double O is still running that outside remarkably well. Better than I've seen anyone run it tonight. But at this late stage, I don't think it's going to be enough, as we have 9 to go at the line this time.
Yeah, I think at this point, trying to run that outside, it might work against some of the guys, but I think some of the guys are a little faster. That high line is going to be difficult to hold with the tires wearing out.
Segala holds on to the inside. It looks like double O Johnson. He's going to keep trying that outside line. Gets really squirrely there. And that gave Brandon Myers the only opportunity he needed as he got his car to the inside. Is going to take away that last podium spot. I think now, if ever, is the time for Brian Johnson to learn to run that inside line.
Yeah, I think he's getting his tires just really hot running in that high side because he's throwing the car in there, heating up that right rear, and it's just, he's going to end up spinning it out here if he ain't careful.
Yeah, I think Johnson saw the writing on the wall. He closed the door hard on Ray Andrews in the 51, who is currently up to 5th. Steve Hilbert, the Chief, having a nice recovery. He is up to 6th spot with Jeffrey Hart, your points leader, running in 7th. John Wilson is back inside the top 10, but still struggling to get through all this traffic, and we are running out of time. Lewis Flowers continues to lead over Joe Segala. Big mover right now is Lewis Flowers on 62. He is up 12 spots from where he started. Next would be Brendan Myers running in 3rd, up 11 spots. Good run from both those drivers.
You know, I think Harden, he's doing what he did, what he needs to do. He knows where John's at, and he came into this race 13 ahead, so as long as he finishes in front of John, you know, he'll maintain that points lead. So I think he's just trying to be really careful at this point, especially with what happened earlier. Almost cost him.
Looked like Joe Segala was making a look to the outside lane there, and that allowed Brandon Myers to get his nose to the inside. Now Joe's going to drop back to 3rd. And here comes Brian Johnson, still in 4th and still a threat, as he can get back on this podium. We have enough time left. Coming around to start 3 laps to go. 3 fingers in the air from Barney the Flagman. Joe continuing to battle back from that outside line. Again, I don't know if he's able to, but a little wiggle there from the 25. Really loose. Gets together with the double O Johnson. All drivers recover so far. That is Hilbert going around.
Oh man.
Collect Pearson. Collect... I didn't see who the other one was. That was unfortunate. Let's see if we can find where that all began. That was a separate incident that just happened to happen right around him.
And this is going to give us a green-white checker.
All right, there you see the 52, Steve Hilbert. He's going to have to check up really hard from the chaos going ahead of him. That is a double O right there. Hard checkup from the 52 sent him around into the outside wall, and that was Walbring who got into him, the orange number 1 car. That might be a day ender for Steve Hilbert. That was a hard hit. All right, we don't get to say it very often, but this is going to line us back up for a green-white checkered finish. Lewis Flowers, Joe Segala, and Ray Andrews, your podium. Brendan Myers and Jeffrey Harden, your points leader, rounding out the top 5.
I think this is about to get crazy.
Well, you said the end of this race would not disappoint, and you were not wrong, Matt.
This is correct. While we're under this caution, I'd like to, on a personal note, wish my fiance Holly a happy birthday today.
All right, you heard it here first, YouTube. Happy birthday, Holly. Now, I got to wonder, with Joe Segala starting at the outside, you know Joe's fast. His tires have not had a time to cool down. So he's going to have that fake grip, as I like to call it, for 2 or 3 laps. That's really all I need for a green or a checkered.
Yeah, he may have a shot at that outside.
Do you think Joe has a legitimate shot using that outside line if he can catch the jump off the green?
I think he might. If he can, like you say, if he can get a little bit of a jump to help him into turn 1, it may be enough to help him pull ahead.
All right, lights on the pace car do go out. Lewis Flowers, Joe Segala, your front row. Directly behind them is Ray Andrews and Brendan Myers. And depending on how these 2 laps go, any one of those 4 drivers could walk away with the win.
Place your bets. Here we go. 2 laps to decide it.
An update on Steve Hilbert, the 52. He is out along with Justin Walbring. 11 cars still running. Pace car peels off. Green flag comes back out for the final time tonight. Ooh, a little wiggle there from Brendan Myers. Jumps down low. 6-2 gets a great jump. That was not what Joe Segala needed. Segala fighting to hold on to that second spot now, as I think this is Lewis's race to lose. He has a strong lead over all the other drivers. Segala able to take that second spot. Oh, maybe. Pushed way hard in that corner, and that gave it right back to Andrews for a moment. And there is Brendan Myers looking to hold off the 00 of Brian Johnson and your points leader, Jeffrey Harden, directly behind him. Coming around, the white flag is in the air. This is the final stretch. 6-2 has this one in the bag. It looks like Joe Segala is going to lock into second. Ray Andrews taking that last podium spot. Here comes Lewis Flowers around to take that checkered flag. Segala, Andrews, Myers, and your points leader, Jeffrey Harden, round out your top 5 tonight. All right, and with that, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to let iRacing timing and scoring get all caught up. And we're going to come back over your official race results and talk to your race winner. Don't go far. And welcome back to round 10 of season 27 with the Bootleg Racing League Street Stock Series. Let me take you through the official finishing results. Tonight's big winner, that is the number 62 of Lewis Flowers. This is his second win this season. His first win came very early in the season as he beat J.R. Shepard to the line, so good to see him back on victory lane. Joe Segala held on to the second place over Ray Andrews, who came home in third. Brendan Myers came home fourth, and Jeffrey Harden, your points leader, rounded out your top 5. Brian Johnson, the double O, kind of a rough night for him, but he was able to hold on to a 6th place finish. Behind him, that is John Wilson, second in the points, still second at the end of this night. Tom Hilbert's going to come home in 8th with Chris Hazlett back in 9th and Bruce Pearson in the 22. Well, he's going to round out your top 10. Then coming home in 11th, that is Brandon Litz, and he was the last car running at the end of the night. Justin Walbring, Steve Hilbert, and Marino Valente all had to put on the trailer early, unfortunately. And with that, I believe we can talk to our race winner. I'm going to pull him up and see if he's available to talk. Lewis, it's Ryan up in the booth. You got a copy? All right, well, you had a great run tonight. Kind of a quiet run. You stayed toward the front for the most of it, once you got up to the front anyway. How was it getting through all that traffic?
It wasn't too bad. I was going to drive a little bit more aggressive than I normally do. Pretty fast. Ran about 400 or 500 laps this week practicing, so I kind of found out where I needed to run and where not to run.
All right, now over in general, I noticed that you were pretty much committed to that inside line, but Brian Johnson, the double O, was really making that outside line work. Did you ever think to jump out there and try that line, or were you just going to stick to what you knew?
No, I knew that outside line would work. I was kind of going up high on 1 and 2 for a little bit there, but the outside will work if you can get it hooked up right. And I thought, well, if he can make it work, I'll let him have it.
All right, sounds good, Lewis. You had a great run tonight. The floor is yours. Who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank everybody that puts this on, and I do enjoy racing. I know I've missed a couple this year, but I do enjoy coming back, and I'm looking forward to next week. And thank you for you guys up in the booth to put on the show here. So it's been great.
All right, thanks for talking to us, Lewis. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right, that was Lewis Flowers, tonight's big winner. And now just one moment, and I will go ahead and pull up second place. The person we always love to talk to, Joe Segala. Joe, it's right up in the booth. Second place, can't have a problem with that.
No, it was a great night for this race. I gotta say though, real quick, I apologize to him in the race, but I gotta apologize again to Brandon Litz. I didn't mean to get into him and spin him out. I don't know what happened there, if I came down and got his back bumper or if he slid up, but either way, I gotta apologize to him.
Well, always a classy move. There's a whole lot of sliding going on from all the drivers tonight. And that brings me to my next question. How is the car handling for you? It looked like pretty treacherous traveling out there.
Yeah, it was very slick, especially coming off the corners. Turn 4 is probably the worst turn on the track. If you don't come off of there just right, that back end just wants to whip around on you. Towards the end there, it was starting to get a little loose going in too under braking, so I had to start backing it off earlier than I'd like to, especially going into 1.
Well, you did a great job. Now, at that green-white checkered start, were you going to try to make a jump for the lead off the outside? Was that the plan, or were you always planning to slide into second spot?
No, I actually had a plan to try and jump it. I kept looking to my left, seeing on when Lewis was going to go, and like I had just that second delay, which blew the whole thing. He went, then I went, and that was just enough to blow it for me. I had to go at the exact same time he did.
Well, I mean, great job holding on a second under Ray Andrews trying to get it from the inside. So the floor is yours, Joe. Who would you like to thank?
Gotta thank Lowell for putting together the Bootleg Racing League and keeping it going. Great place to race at. Gotta thank you for doing all that you do for the Bootleg Racing League TV. From your directing to your commentary, it's awesome. Everyone else at Bootleg, all the drivers and everyone being so great to race with. My mom and my girlfriend, they're watching somewhere, so gotta thank them too.
All right, well, great run, Joe. We'll catch you down the road the next one.
All right.
That was Joe Segala, number 81 Loose Lugs Machine. And now we have caught up with our third place finisher, Ray Andrews. Ray, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, a pretty solid run. You're up 2 spots, so you stayed to the front pretty much the whole way. How was the car handling for you?
It felt really good, just a little bit of problems on the downhill off of 4 most of the time.
Yeah, we saw a lot of drivers having issues right around that area. Now, you kept your car pretty clean. What was the strategy plan? What were your goals going into tonight?
Well, with starting up front, I was just trying to kind of follow the guys and learn the line at first, and whenever Joe got past me, he taught me how to run that higher entry into 3 and 4, and that's where I started to really get something going.
You see, I love that. I do the same thing. When I get behind a guy who just made it look too easy to get around me, I watch what he does, and I try to emulate it. Great move. Always be learning. That's the way you win. So, what the plan next week? We're going to the final round. It's going to be at Five Flags Speedway, if I remember correctly. How do we feel about Five Flags?
It's going to be a new track for me, but I've been putting some laps down, trying to put in a good showing. I enjoy racing with these guys, and I like to keep doing it with all of it.
All right, Ray, you had a great run. Great job staying on the podium. Who would you like to thank?
Justin for getting me into the BRL, my beautiful wife sitting here watching at home, and definitely all of you guys that put on the BRL and Lowell and everybody. I appreciate it very much for giving us a place to race.
All right, great run. Great showing tonight at Ray, and we'll catch you down the road at the next one.
Thank you.
That was Ray Andrews in the number 51 Team High Times. All right, with that, unfortunately, we are going to have to bring tonight's show to a close. If you did like what you saw here tonight, well, tomorrow night, the Sportsman Series will be right back here from North Wilkesboro Speedway. It'll be the 3rd round with the SK Modifieds. It's going live at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Street Stock Series, which you just saw here, well, we'll be back next week on September 15th from 7:10 p.m. Eastern, this time from Five Flags Speedway. That'll be the final round of Season 27, so you won't want to miss it. Everything you've seen and heard here tonight was made possible by the Skidder Creek Motorsports Group. They are home to the Bootleg Racing League, the GT Racing League, Thunder Ridge Racing, the Virtual Grid Network, and more. For more information, visit them over at skiddercreek.com. This has been a production of BRL TV, a broadcasting service aimed at giving up-and-coming commentators and directors a place to get their feet wet in the world of sim race broadcasting. If you ever wondered if you have what it takes to broadcast live races, this is your chance to get some experience without any pressure. If interested in getting in on the fun, go visit bootlegracingleague.com and you can find out how. Now, from all of us here on the BRL TV crew, myself, Matt Hoos, and Lowell Jewell, until next time, thanks for watching and have a great night.